What's good, YouTube? We gonna talk about one of the hottest topics and one of the things that I said last year that's possible. Can D'Angelo Russell for the Brooklyn Nets can he win the most improved player? Can he be an all-star? I seen a couple people say that D'Angelo Russell, he has superstar potential. Obviously, he was drafted number 2 by one of the biggest franchises in NBA history and still one of the biggest franchises in the Los Angeles Lakers. And if you drafting a player number 2, you have sights on that he's a great player. He's a game-changing player. He's a potential franchise changing player. And if you're willing to take him that high in a draft, that's how you feel about the player. Obviously, it didn't work out, but I told you guys this last year. D'Angelo Russell, his biggest problem was that he had to play with Kobe. When Kobe played with the Lakers, he still took a lot of shots. He was very inefficient, but that took away from D'Angelo Russell growth. They took away from D'Angelo Russell ability to score, fill out the game, play his game, and be really himself. And not only that, Lou Williams, the next year Kobe is retired, and next you know he's playing with Lou Williams, and Lou Williams is handling the ball. He's making all the shots. He's making all the plays, and that takes the ball out of D'Angelo Russell's hands. That takes D'Angelo Russell feel for the game. That takes him out of rhythm. That makes him feel like he's not the primary decision maker. And Lou Williams was an older player. He was a player that can contribute on a contender, not on a team like the Lakers, and it really hindered and hurted D'Angelo Russell. The problem with that was it kind of stunted his growth. And even Andrew Bynum said the same thing about Kobe. Playing with Kobe stunted my growth because Kobe wanted to shoot a lot of shots. He wanted to handle the ball. He wanted to make the plays. He wanted to do everything with the ball. And it just made Andrew Bynum more of a role player. And then you finally saw how good Andrew Bynum really can be, even though he was injury prone. Andrew Bynum was able to make an all-star game in the Western Conference. And that's when he said when he got traded, he was like, well, I got my growth stunted because of Kobe. I could have been a better player if I would have got more touches. I could have been a player if I was able to get the ball and show my skills, build confidence up, practice shots, and go take them in a real game and show how good I am and show how much I have developed. He couldn't really do that playing with Kobe. And I am a player that think Kobe is one of the best players, obviously a 2-time Finals MVP. Obviously, he's an NBA MVP. He's one of the greatest players ever play. But it do stunt your growth when you're trying to develop, you're trying to practice, and you have to interpret it and put it in real game, and you're not having the opportunity to do it in the real game because you have players that want to make all the decisions and you can't get the touches and work on the things you really need to work on and do it in the game. And I feel the same way about D'Angelo Russell. I feel like he had players, even like Jordan Clarkson, where he will have to play off the ball. He will have to not be the decision maker. And obviously, I thought that the Jordan Clarkson D'Angelo Russell combo will work and end up not. Jordan Clarkson still there. D'Angelo Russell now in Brooklyn. And now he's in a situation where he's going to have the green light. And I told y'all that on a what to expect with the Brooklyn Nets video. D'Angelo Russell in a position where they traded for him to see what he can be. Is he going to be a star? Is he going to be a superstar? Can he be an all-star? We're taking a 2-year thing with D'Angelo Russell. We're going to give him the rock and see what he can do. And what that does is it's going to build up his confidence. It's going to allow him to know what he can do, what he can't do, the shots he can get, how he can prepare, how a team's going to guard him. He can prepare and basically show that he can be a dominant player if it goes right. But at the same time, some players, even like James Harden, when he got to the Rockets, he was able to get that green light where if he played in OKC, he had to come off the bench. He'll have to play under KD, play under Russell. When he got to Houston, he was able to be himself, play his game. He was a primary ball handler. He was a decision maker. He was a shot maker. And he was able to show his full package of what he can do because Kevin McHale gave James Harden the green light. We want you to make plays. We want you to take over in the fourth quarter. We want you to play a game. We want you to take a lot of shots because we need that to win. And Houston have been in the playoffs ever since they got James Harden. They had a lot of talent and couldn't even make the playoffs. They traded all those players just to get James Harden, and they haven't missed the playoffs since. Obviously, I'm not saying D'Angelo Russell is just as good as James Harden, but I'm saying he was in a similar predicament where he was always the second, third guy in the pecking order. And now, since he's in Brooklyn, he's going to be the guy with Jeremy Lamb injuring his knee, with Brook Lopez gone, with all the other players just being role players. D'Angelo Russell gonna have the opportunity to really show what he can do, and he's gonna be able to take as many shots as he wants to. Obviously, in game one, he took 22 shots. Even when he played in preseason, he was able to pick his spots. He was able to take over stretches. Even in the first game, I'm looking like this is the D'Angelo Russell we thought we was gonna see in LA, and they already got rid of him. Is he a leader? No, but he is a hard worker. He always putting in work. He always staying at late and putting in early mornings. He wants to be great. He wants to be a winner, and he showed in Ohio State that he can be one of those players. And going into this season, I had high hopes for him. But it is a win-win at the end of the day for the Nets, because if he don't pan out, you can obviously let him become a restricted free agent. If he is going to pan out, you can say, hey, we're going to pay you your money, and he can stay there for 5 years because he get the extension because he already playing with the Nets. And that's a win-win, because it's like we traded for Mozgov and we got a pick in return. And not only did we get a pick, we got D'Angelo Russell too. And if he pans out, we have a superstar. If he doesn't, we can just tank like they're gonna do. They're gonna lose a lot this season. They get another chance at a top 10 pick, and if they get a top 10 pick, they can either build with D'Angelo Russell or replace him, or just continue to lose until they can get a superstar, kind of like what Philly did. So they're in a good situation where they continually to get picks. They got it from the DeMarre Carroll trade. They got it from the Mozgov D'Angelo Russell trade. And on the top of that, they got a young prospect. So it makes sense for the Nets. And like, hey, D'Angelo Russell showed a lot of potential. He showed that he's clutch. He showed he can take over games. He showed that he can get hot. He showed that he can handle the ball and score the basketball. And he showed that he's a capable shot maker. And he's a guy with a lot of confidence. And he's a guy that not scared of the big moment. And especially at a young age, you want that in a player, and you want those type of characteristics because that can turn you into one of the better players in the league with that type of confidence. That's what separates a role player from a superstar, is the ability to want those shots, take those shots, make those shots, and do it on a nightly basis. It's basically no days off of D'Angelo Russell now, because he's got to prove that he's one of the best players damn near every time he's on the court. And like I said, he's going to have more opportunity with the Jeremy Lin injured. Now that I seen that Jeremy Lin is out for the rest of the season, that puts more pressure on D'Angelo Russell to score, to pass, to be a facilitator, to move the ball around and still pick his spots to take over games and be clutch, because that's another ball handler. That's another player that needed the ball, and now that means it's going to be more, the ball going to be more in D'Angelo Russell's hands. So let me know, do you think D'Angelo Russell can be most improved player? Do you think he's going to be a future star? Do you think he's going to be an all-star? Do you think he's going to be a dominant player? Or you think he's just like the Lakers? He's not a leader. He doesn't play enough defense. He's not that great of a shooter that he can just become like James Harden or Chris Paul, where you can put him in a lot of pick and roll and you can do a lot of switching and just let him torch defenses. But he showed potential his first game, getting 30 on 50, 100% from the free throw line and 50% from three. But can he do that on a daily and nightly basis? We don't know. And it's going to be fun to find out, to see if he can. Like I said, Brooklyn Nets got 2 years of D'Angelo Russell on the cheap contract. If he pans out, they won the trade. If he doesn't, well, you can just keep losing and find somebody else. So either way it go, I think the Nets won the trade with the Lakers. The Lakers got what they wanted, and Brook Lopez was injury prone and he was older. So you get rid of an older player to try out a younger player, and if he pans out, then you win. If you don't, you're going to lose. You get a top 10 pick anyway. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Check out my Facebook page, AnasisPlayground.com. Link will be in the comment section in the description below. Also, check out my website, AnasisPlayground.com. Link will be in the description and in the comment section below. Click the link it's into my website. Click the link it's into my Facebook page. Click on the Facebook page, like, to show support. That's all I'm asking you guys to do. Quinn Wade, Basketball Anasis signing out. And let me know what you think about the Brooklyn Nets and D'Angelo Russell.